Hello, everyone. So I thought to give a Kabbalah reaction to a video that was published 15 years ago. And the name of the video is Fourth Dimension Explained by a High School Student. And this video, it looks like it's been watched by 47 million people. Also, there's been reaction videos and other different snippets, different discussions about this video. Many teachers play this video in their classrooms as a way to explain spatial dimensions. So I thought to just give a little introduction to how Kabbalah views this topic. Kabbalah is the ancient teachings of Jewish mysticism. And what I'm about to read and discuss was written in a book that I edited together with my Rabbi Yitzchak Ginsburg. This is the book. The name is Frames of Mind, Motivation According to Kabbalah. So something very interesting about this video that we're talking about today, which I'll link to below. So he gives this kid gives a very clear explanation in terms of the spatial dimensions. Starting off in Kabbalah, it's called a point, line, and area. A point is a one-dimensional space, a line is two-dimensional, and an area is three-dimensional, like a plane. But then you start adding depth. So that's when we start adding a depth of our awareness of reality. So there's either physical depth, like you have a piece of paper and then you start appreciating the thickness of that paper. And then what happens if you have many pieces of paper stacked up? You can keep on going, right? So that adds depth. But the thing that Kabbalah teaches is that we have to understand this psychologically, especially Kabbalah when it's informed by the Hasidic movements and the founder of the Hasidic movement, the Baal Shem Tov. So to begin to understand these things in a psychological sense, like what does it mean to go deeper, to add depth to your life, to reality, to your, this whole book is about motivation. So when you are progressing forward in life, what does that mean to add depth? So in the book, I thought of this example, which seemed very cool, very vivid parable to explain what it means to move forward in life. So I start with this piece of paper, right? This is the standard way that you will appreciate a plane, a two-dimensional space, as it's approaching three-dimensional space. Start envisioning the paper as having depth, like this boy mentioned, like a stack of paper, like a notebook. You have a stack of papers. So let's start with a piece of paper the size of a newspaper that is 1,000th of a centimeter thick. So 0.001 centimeters. When the paper is folded once, like you fold the paper in half, the thickness becomes 0.002 centimeters, right? 0.002 centimeters. It doubles, twice the original thickness. The third time makes it 0.004 centimeters. The fourth time, 0.008. If we continue to fold it in half over and over again, after 10 folds, the width or the depth of this piece of paper would be 2 to the 10th power, or 1.024 centimeters. 17 folds would make it 2 to the 17th power, or 131 centimeters, or just over 4 feet. 25 folds, or 2 to the 25th, make it 33,554 centimeters, or just over 1,100 feet. The smaller the paper becomes, the exponentially taller the paper. After 48 times, the thickness is a staggering 1,749,004 miles. While most people haven't managed to fold a paper more than 7 or 8 times. Like if you try to fold a paper, it gets harder. What is important for us is the concept behind this story of making something smaller while at the same time making it exponentially bigger. So this at the end of this, the video, the original video from 15 years ago, what did he say? Is that each dimension, each spatial dimension is folded up within each other. So conceptually, you can imagine it's not exactly, it's not like you're folding a piece of paper, right? You're creating all types of hypercubes, multi-dimensional spatial objects. But conceptually, in our lives, what does that mean psychologically? Is to fold yourself. You're folding yourself in half. It's like a process of becoming smaller, but becoming greater. That's the meditation that we are now experiencing. Like what did he say in his video? That potentially, if you have spatial dimensions, you could go infinite. You could keep on folding spatial dimension within spatial dimension. We're not talking about time now, but time is also something to consider. How do you fold more life activities into each moment of time? So that's also a good thing to keep in mind. But now we're talking about space. So let's continue with this portion of the book. King David, right, the holy singer of Israel, the holy king of Israel, was a person who constantly diminished or folded himself. So in Hebrew, this is called shiflut, of lowliness. So you ask the question, how can a king be lowly? It's a very good question. But that's the idea of the folded paper, right? The smaller it gets, the greater you become. And so he became exponentially bigger or more kingly for his efforts, right? Because he constantly diminished himself. He constantly was making himself smaller and smaller. He traveled circuit after circuit. This is something mentioned in the book. Well, not now explained. You can purchase the book on Amazon, or maybe we'll do another video to explain what circuit after circuit means. And he also folded up those circles, those life experience, or called up dimensions of reality into smaller spaces, with each step that he took. So what's a very famous example for this? A very famous metaphor. So what does it mean to have every day be like a circle, but you are going deeper and deeper within yourself until until you understand what's really happening? So that's the movie Groundhog Day. It's a very famous example. Even the groundhog, it's like a round experience. So every day he's reliving. It's a circular, right? He's not progressing anywhere, presumably. He's reliving the same day over and over. But he's progressing. He's maturing. He's developing as a person. And when he gets the hints, so then he's able to progress also in time. So that's what it means that in life we're traveling circuit after circuit. That the idea is not to spin our wheels. Right? What happens when a car spins their wheels? They're not moving anywhere. The wheels are turning, but the car is not moving. It's like spinning in mud, stuck in place. It seems like you're stuck in place. But what a true hero realizes is that anything that seems like a setback in life, that you're stuck in place, it seems like you're fixed, that you're actually moving. It just doesn't seem like you're moving. So at the end of the movie of Groundhog Day, you realize that the whole time he was moving. It's not just when his clock changed to the next day and the radio station started saying other things. No, it's that he realized he was actually moving the entire movie. It's a deep thing to keep in mind. So it's a beautiful, beautiful metaphor for what we're talking about today. About folding up spatial dimensions. You don't want to be spinning your wheels. You want to be moving forward in life. So every day should be entirely something new. Something completely different than the previous day, as we're going to explain. The folded paper illustrates So this is a Kabbalistic concept that we'll not now go into, so I'm going to skip that. If a paper could be folded an infinite number of times, this is what we're trying to get at. This is the original video that we're talking about for 15 years ago. Imagine if spatial dimensions could be folded up an infinite number of times. So what would that mean? Like what would be the implication of that? It would have to be both infinitely thin and tall at the same time. Like a string. Right? It's a string theory. So we have to live this meditation. What does it mean, a string? It doesn't mean like something you're holding, like an actual string. I'm going to try to appreciate what this is really saying. The act of including all of creation, the seven heavens, earth, and four spatial directions into one point could be viewed as a lesson in paper folding. The smaller we become, the more oneness of the vast universe we include with each step we take. So what is the, you can call it string theory according to King David? What is his string? What vibration is he playing? He's playing songs to God. He created a book. He compiled a book of different things within creation. It's called the Parak Shira, the chapter of song. Different elements, different animals, and different elements of creation that are singing their praises always to God. So what's the frequency? What's the string, the superstring of creation? That's the song that all of reality is singing to God. And it's ultimately one harmonious song that all of creation is singing their own song to God, and it makes one harmonious song. So if you want to think in my life, what that means that you're folding it up an infinite number of times, is that you're expressing in your life through your pursuits in this physical world, you're becoming a conduit for infinity. You're revealing infinity. What happens if you try to go through a black hole? You'll be strung up like spaghetti. You'll be stretched. But that's if you care so much about mass. Your mass is stretched, if that's what defines you. But if you're energy, then you're no problem. E equals MC squared, right? So what are you? Are you a physical, something that's physical, or are you energy? And the answer is always both. In quantum mechanics, the answer is always a particle and a wave. So what is it again? So what is the thought of King David? Is that we're all superstrings playing this harmonious song of creation. And we're both physical and spiritual at the same time. We're both the body and the soul. A soul is in a body. And so we're here in the physical world, and we're here to learn Torah, to learn the Bible of God, and to do mitzvot, to do the commandments of God. Like a king has to enact many things, many practical things. At the same time, he stayed up at night singing, playing songs, we call the Psalms, the Tehillim, and praying and praising God. So this is a king. A king rules through their power of speech, which means it's all like coming out into very practical things, which means that even his praises is the most practical thing. It shows that all of reality is just a function of our prayers and of our thoughts and of our actions. So this is a very deep meditation. In every point of reality, it includes all of reality. That's what the Baal Shem Tov said. That if you hold the essence, the essence of God is in all of reality. So any part of reality is folded in with that is the infinite, is God Himself. Which means if I'm a conduit for revealing the infinite, then I'm not just strung up. I'm not just a string. I'm a pipe. I'm a conduit. It's a pipe, not a string. It's empty inside. So that's like King David. He's empty inside. He hollowed himself out. It says he hollowed out his evil inclination. He's a hollowed out figure, a conduit to reveal godliness in the world, to reveal the infinite in the world. Whereas King David's lowliness relates to folding in our allegory, Moses teaches us how to punch through the 0 point of each of these folded, curled up dimensions of reality. So this blows the analogy. That's why it's not enough to fold a piece of paper and you have a very, 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 very long piece of paper. It could be millions and millions of miles high. No, you have to punch through like a hole puncher and realize that this is a conduit. Your life is a conduit, not this stack of paper or a piece of paper that's folded and very, very high. You have to hole punch through it all and realize it's hollowed out, and it's called the 0 point to witness the 0 point of reality. So what does that mean, the 0 point of reality? Through this is indicative of transcendent or singular oneness. Moses-like figures can easily travel through these levels in worlds that can just step by step. So it's appreciating the midpoint of reality. And we're going to actually, there's a little bit of a word jumble there. Sorry about that. But what does it mean to punch a hole through reality? So we're gonna read that. This is a portion of this book also, of Frames of Mind. What does it mean to punch a hole through reality? Right? We want to be our actions that should be something that is eternal, something that we're conduits for revealing godliness in this world. So the Baal Shem Tov, again, the founder of the Chassidic movement, taught us what this means. To punch a hole is like punching a hole in like a scientific theory. What happens when a physicist, let's say, comes up with a very good theory? It seems fail-proof. Beautiful, beautiful theory, very elegant. But then another physicist comes along, a respected physicist, and he says, I found a hole. I found a hole in your theory. So what does that hole affect? That eventually a new theory should be born. That's how it works. Is that if you have a theory, it may initially seem to be fail-proof, but the minute someone of a notable figure, someone who knows what they're talking about, punches a hole through that theory, then that's the birth. We may not see it yet, but that's the eventual birth of a new theory. So the Baal Shem Tov is a famous saying from him. He said, no matter what the innovation of any great rabbi, I can contradict it. This is a truly remarkable statement because in his life, in his time, lived some very great sages. What then is the Baal Shem Tov trying to say? Clearly, he was not trying to make himself out to be smarter than everyone else. So how could he find a loophole in any line of reasoning? So again, if we want to know what true motivation is, true success, truly winning at life, it's not that you're making yourself better or smarter or above anyone else, right? This is all informed by King David, ultimately, right? Also Moses, that is the humblest of all people on the face of the earth. So what does it mean that you could punch a hole, you could contradict any great Torah sage? The Baal Shem Tov himself explains his meaning. He said that every theory that is proposed is a thought experiment in the realm of a particular world. But in the middlemost point of that world, or that reality, lies an essential nothingness. There is only one great soul, called the Moses of the generation, that is in tune with the 0 point of reality. And this is why he could contradict any theory. So we're not talking about the great soul of a generation. We're talking about the other rabbis of the generation. They're very learned, very respected, very knowledgeable. But there's one great teacher, Torah teacher of a generation. You could say this of like the Lubavitcher Rebbe in our generation, that understands this 0 point of reality. What is it? The 0 point of reality, the essential nothingness in reality. But it's the nothingness, but also the great something. This is all of reality is a manifestation of the oneness of God. So again, what does that mean? If going back to this original video from 15 years ago, of folding an infinite number of dimensions in any point of space, is that you're revealing something. You're not just creating a very high piece of paper, hundreds of miles, thousands of miles, millions of miles tall, through folding a piece of paper. But you have to punch the hole through it. And this is what the leader, the Torah leader, the Baal Shem Tov type figure in every generation does. He teaches us what the 0 point of reality is. He teaches us how to reveal the infinite in our lives, how to be a conduit for godliness. And to be a conduit for godliness is to be a conduit for the infinite, for something that's eternal, right? That our pursuit shouldn't be something that's fleeting and temporal. The Baal Shem Tov understood that the points of nothingness at each level of consciousness are connected to one another, right? Like it's each level of the fold of the paper, right? You can have as many levels as you want, but they're all connected to each other. It's all that one piece of paper. Together, all the 0 points through all the worlds are like a tube or pillar through which the person who is in tune with them can ascend and descend, like an elevator, up and down. This is a very deep and important realization for science in general and for us in particular, as we now So what is the point here? What is the lesson here? Talk about the new frontiers of science, right? Every new discoveries, new frontiers, and it's things that were unexplored and unexplainable. Like everyone's talking now about I3 Atlas. It's doing all these strange, unseen before things. But what is it? What is it really to have like a new frontier? It's like a new horizon. That the world is rounds, and if you can imagine yourself continuously progressing through the world during sunrise, you'll see this new horizons at every step you go. You'll see the sun keep rising continuously. Or you can see the sun continuously setting, right? It's like up and down the elevator, up and down this shaft of reality. So every moment is filled with new potentials. Or times when you need to start a new day. What's the alarm clock in Groundhog Day? It's like a new beginning, and then you realize maybe I'm just living the same life as I lived the day before. So every day has to be seen as something new, entirely new in our lives. It's like every day is a new beginning. And if every day is a new beginning, then you're not beholden to the past, for sure not. And you have the potential to reveal the future in the present. But it's all for the sake of revealing godliness. And godliness is something that's eternal. It's something that is not bound by time. It's past, present, and future all together as one. So how do you make it so that your actions in this world are folded up an infinite number of times? You have to punch a hole through that stack, through that folded up piece of paper. And know that you're a conduit for revealing godliness in the world. And then you can progress to the next day. That's Groundhog Day is after you get it, you understand that you reach a certain point where you understand this is what it means to move forward in life, and you stop spinning your wheels and you move forward. And so too, we mentioned also time. How do you fold time? So time, we mentioned that you have past, present, and future, right? How do you fold? What are you folding when you are folding time? You're folding more and more. This is how it's explained. Folding more and more of the future into the present, the future potentials into the present reality. And the future is exciting, right? That's why you have sci-fi. That's all these fictional fantasy, futuristic type explorations. The future is something that captures the imagination, right? But the point is not that it should remain in the imagination. That it should be just some type of a fictional movie. The point of the future is that it becomes our present-day reality. And the future is limitless, just like our potential in the world is limitless. If only we would punch that hole through that paper and see that our lives is for the sake of becoming a conduit, a pipe for revealing the infinite in the world, to reveal God in the world, to reveal the oneness of God in the world. And that's through kindness. That's through caring about others, being compassionate about others. That's any superhero has to, first of all, want to save people. You don't have a very good superhero if they have superpowers and they don't want to really do anything with that, right? So to be a superhero, you actually you have to care about people. What's a super villain? Is someone who has a superpower and he doesn't care about people. So if you want to be a superhero, you have to you use whatever talents and abilities God is giving you as a gift in order to use that to help people. And when you put yourself out there, like how do you become a conduit? What's a very good lesson, a good practical lesson for becoming a conduit for revealing godliness, is that you don't want to. Someone needs your help, and you say, again, or I can't do it. I don't feel like I can do it. But no, someone needs your help. There's no choice. It's like a teacher. Someone asks a question. The teacher prepared, and they're more than happy to give over their lesson plan of what they prepared or to read a chapter from a book. But the real challenge is when you have students that are asking you questions, putting you on the spot. You have to really, especially if it's like a pressing question that they have, you have to find the answer somewhere inside. You have to fold yourself enough times and punch until you are able to punch the hole through it, through that piece of paper, in order to reveal godliness, to reveal that answer that you didn't know before. Any teacher can tell you that. It's from the Talmud. That from my students I learn the most. What does that mean? From my students I learn the most, because they come with the hole puncher. They're punching that hole for you, and you have to answer. All right, so this should be the beginning of something something good. That all life is filled with new beginnings. And again, I would encourage anyone who's able to go to Amazon to buy Frames of Mind, Motivation According to Kabbalah, Rabbi Yitzchak Ginsburg, the Judaism in Modern Times series, and I'm happy to answer any questions, even if it means that you are bringing your hole puncher. Thank you.